After the Speaker of Parliament, Professor Mike Aaron Okwe, suspended sitting on Tuesday over the absence of many MPs in the House to debate portions of the 2020 budget statement, the House began deliberations on the agricultural sector on Wednesday as more MPs turned up. Agriculture Minister Dr. Owusu Koto said prudent measures put in place by government have yielded great results in the agric sector, although some minority members questioned some figures in the budget depicting a growth in the sector.
The Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Owusu Koto, who touted the Akufo-Addo government's achievement in the agric sector, said prudent measures put in place have yielded some positive results.
This approach has worked very well to the extent that now last year Ghana was able to export 130,000 metric tons of 19 food items to our neighboring countries as far as Nigeria, northern Nigeria, Togo, Burkina Faso, and Cote d'Ivoire. Mr. Speaker, the modules that we are talking about, apart from the seed, the food security, has to do with the tree crop development. So, under the Planting for Export and Rural Development, the ministry is working closely with the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development through the district chief executives to raise seedlings of 6 crops and distribute them free of charge to farmers. Through this, Mr. Speaker, 29 million seedlings of these 6 crops have been distributed to farmers free of charge in the last 2 years. The idea is that the diversification away from cocoa, that's the 6 crops, we are talking about cashew, we are talking about oil palm, we are talking about coconut, we are talking about mango, we are talking about coffee. In addition to what the traditional cocoa, the idea is that we plant as much capacity as possible to be able to raise for each of these crops $2 billion, which is what cocoa is giving us today.
On their part, the minority chastised government, accusing them of attempt to use some monies from the sector to fund its communicators. Agric Opoku is the minority spokesperson on Agric.
When you go to page 233, we have been provided with a list of flagship programs. Among the list is an interesting, very interesting program called Government Communication. Mr. Speaker, that program is to cost the Ghanaian taxpayer 6 million Ghana cedis, an equivalent of 60 billion cedis. But Mr. Speaker, information on this program is scanty in the budget. And to erase the impression that in an election year, government intends using state resources to pay NPP communicators, we demand further and better particulars.
Chairman of the Agric Committee in Parliament, Kwame Asafo-Adjei, criticized the NDC administration for its poor handling of the agric sector.
Decreased by as much as 17.4%, or 156,000 tons. Mr. Speaker, the biggest drop in more than a decade. Mr. Speaker, while Ghana's production experienced negative growth, Cote d'Ivoire increased by approximately 2.2% and 3% in 2013, 2014, and 2014-2015, respectively. Among the causes are reported implementation challenges regarding the high-tech program with political patronage affecting distribution of inputs at both district and community level. This is what you did. They must have the fertilizer program, the cocoa fertilizer program in such a manner that production dropped in a decade.